About 4 years ago, I did a video talking about making yogurt in the Instant Pot. But it seems like over the last few months, I keep getting asked, how do you make yogurt in the Instant Pot? And do you still make yogurt in the Instant Pot? Well, the answer to that last question is yes, we do. And I thought, well, you know what? Because I've been getting asked a lot lately, maybe that video is buried back in the archives in YouTube. So why not just throw together another quick video, because it's really an easy process. So let's get started. Now, because we go through a lot of yogurt, I always make yogurt by the gallon. Now, it doesn't matter. You can use 1%, 2%, whole milk, whatever you want to. This time, we're using whole milk, and typically that's what we use. I already have the Instant Pot sitting back here. All I'm going to do is dump this in the Instant Pot and start getting it heated up. All right, let's go ahead and open up the Instant Pot. I took out the trivet, so it's just the container itself. Let's just simply take our milk, get it poured inside. Pure rocket science right here. This is as hard as it gets. Pour that entire gallon in there. All right, there we go. There's a gallon of milk in the Instant Pot. We're going to put the lid on the Instant Pot. We're going to leave it venting. It's not going to be sealed. We're going to leave it venting. Now, in our Instant Pot, we have a yogurt button right here. We're going to hit yogurt. We're going to adjust it to where it says boil, and we're going to let it go, pure and simple. We're going to let that milk get up to 180 degrees before we make our next step. So, because I have a little bit of time, I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to go take a shower. All right, so at just under 1 hour, our timer goes off on this machine after we put it on boil. And usually, at 1 hour, we have reached 180 degrees. Let's check it out. We put in our thermometer, and we are at 179.8. There's 180 degrees. There you go. We reached 180 degrees. And that's our goal right there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take that out of here. I'm going to put some cold water in our sink. And I'm going to set that pot of hot milk right now in that water and let it cool down to 110 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, I got the water running. If you grab around the edges here, it's going to be warm, but it's not hot. But don't trust me for that. You be your own judge. Test it and be safe. Now I'm going to go ahead and let that water fill up. I usually just fill it up till it's up around 2 or 3 inches on the bottom. All it does is help that cool down a little bit faster and gets us down to that 110 degrees. Now what I like to do is come by while it's cooling off every so often and just give it a stir. If you don't, once in a while you'll get a skim over the top. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. It's just a skim over the milk. But if I stir it now and again, it stops that from happening. And then let's go ahead and check the temperature and see where we're at now. I think it's too soon to be down to 110. Yeah, we're at 137 degrees, so we have a little while to go yet. All right, let's see where we're at here. Let's give this a little stir. Check the temperature. And there we are, 110 degrees. Perfect. So, I'm going to drain the water out of the sink. I'm going to take the warm milk, set it over here on a towel so I can dry that off. All right, I'm just going to dry off the sides a little bit. We're going to put it back inside the housing of the Instant Pot, so I'm going to have it nice and dry. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put some of the old yogurt. Now I say old yogurt. This is our last batch of yogurt we have here. Just going to stir this up a little bit. Then what I want to do, I'm going to put 1 tablespoon into the warm water. You know what we did is when we ran it up to 180 degrees, we killed all the bacteria, we killed all the probiotics. So by putting this 1 tablespoon of already made yogurt in here and stirring it up, there we go. I'm going to put that in the sink, get the spatula and stir it up real good. By putting that in there, it puts some probiotics back in it and some good bacteria we need to have so that when we put it in our Instant Pot for the next 8 or 10 hours, this will firm up and make yogurt. Hey, I'm no scientist. That's just what I understand. All right, so that's stirred up pretty good. Now what I'm going to do, move that out of the way. And I'm going to put this inside of our Instant Pot here. All right, we got that in our Instant Pot. I'm going to put the lid back on it. We are not going to seal it. We're going to leave it on venting. Now on our Instant Pot, we have a yogurt button. I'm going to hit the yogurt button. I'm going to hit the adjust until it goes off of boil to time. I'm going to hit the adjust again. It's going to say 8 hours. I'm going to hit the plus button and make this 9 hours. The reason I'm going to do that is because it's 8 o'clock now. I know I get up about 5 o'clock in the morning, so that's 9 hours away. I'm going to let it go for 9 hours. They say you should let it go for at least 8 hours. And if they say if you want it to be more of a tart yogurt, you should do it longer. So instead of 8 hours, do it 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. I'll be honest with you. We do it for 8 most of the time. I've done it for 9, 10, 11 hours. I never really noticed much difference in taste. So that's just my take on it. You may experiment with that. So here it is. It's 8 o'clock at night. This is going to sit right here on the counter. It's going to do its thing all night long. I know that I get up between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. This will be ready to do our next stage at 5 a.m. So I will see you then. All right, well, it's a little after 5 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, our Instant Pot says yogurt. Let's open it up and take a look. All right, there we go. Yogurt. Let me shake this a little bit for you. There. It, you can tell it's all firmed up. Now, it's ready to eat right now. It's warm, but it's yogurt. It's ready to eat. But because Diane and I like Greek yogurt, I'm going to switch it over to the other counter. I'm going to put it into a strainer, and we're going to strain some whey out of it. Let's go do that. So here's our strainer. I picked this up on Amazon. It's just called the Euro Cuisine. I'll put a link down below in the description in case you want to pick one of these up. There you go. Just a strainer. We'll go ahead and take the yogurt. We're going to dump it in the strainer. And we're going to let that drain the whey out for a few hours. And don't stress about it. If you strain it too long and it becomes too firm for you, you just pour some whey back in it. I'll show you that later, but there you go. Simple as that. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to put a piece of cellophane over this. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we'll come back for the next step. All right, well, we're back playing pickleball, so let's move on to the next stage. So we put the yogurt in the strainer at, 5:30 this morning. It's now 1:47, so about 8 hours inside here. Let's open it up and take a look. And as you can see, the whey down on the bottom of the strainer there that came out of it. So we're going to take this. I'm going to dump this into a Rubbermaid bowl. And I'll show you what it kind of looks like here. Maybe you can see it. It's a little thick. Again, it's in there for 8 hours. It doesn't matter. You can leave it in there for a day if you want to, because it doesn't matter how thick it gets. You can always pour some of the whey out of the strainer back into this yogurt and make it whatever consistency you want, right? Now, because we made a gallon, 1 gallon will not fit in the strainer at one time. So I'm just going to dump that in there, put the strainer over there, we're going to reuse it. This is too thick for me. Maybe almost right for Diane, but not really. So all I do is take some of the whey, I'm going to pour it back in the yogurt, maybe about that much, and I'm going to mix it in and get it to the consistency that I want. You're all going to be different. You may like real thin yogurt, you may want a thick yogurt, whatever. Make it to your consistency. Just remember, if you put too much whey in it and you make it too thin and you like it thicker, you have to strain it again or just deal with it. That's pretty good. I'm going to put just a smidgen more in there. And once you do this, you'll find out that maybe it's like, hey, I know that in 3 hours is typically at the consistency that I want. That will make a difference on what milk you use. If you use a whole milk or a 1% or 2%, it does make a difference on timing. But because I typically always use whole milk, maybe I can come back and say, hey, at 4 hours, it's going to be at the right consistency. But typically, we're not here. We put it in a strainer, we take off, we do something all day long, we come back, and I toy with the yogurt. So there we go. I'm going to call that good for now. I like that. That's a good consistency for me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lid on this. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to dispose of this whey. Then I'm going to put the remaining yogurt that's in the refrigerator in the strainer. We're going to go through the whole process again. All right, I got rid of the whey. You can either put it down the toilet. You may have a use for it. You can put it down the sink and then rinse it down more. Whatever you want to do, just dispose of that whey. Now, this is the yogurt that I had left over. I put in the refrigerator. Now, because it sat in the refrigerator, it's firmed up pretty good. So let's go ahead and dump this in our strainer. I actually usually do this from the other direction, so if I mess up, it's your fault. That feels awkward to me. Okay, now I'm just going to clean this out with a spatula. Get it all out of there. The more you get out of here, the less you have to clean up. All right, there we go. You can see what's in there now. All right, so now we're going to put the lid on it. We will put this in the refrigerator, put it in there for a few hours, bring it back out, put it in a Rubbermaid container, and move on. You don't need to see that. You saw it once. So, now let me tell you why we make our yogurt ourselves instead of buying it at the store all the time. And before I share with you why exactly we make our own yogurt instead of just buying it at the store, it was really pretty easy, wasn't it? There's no real time involved. The time is waiting between the steps. If you added up all the steps that we actually was working on something, like pouring the milk in, and then pouring the milk into the strainer, and then taking it from the strainer into a container, taking it from the pot into the strainer again, then putting it back out of the strainer into a Rubbermaid piece, you really probably have 15 minutes of actual hands-on time. I guess maybe if you clean the pot later, then maybe you got 15, 20 minutes involved in making yogurt. The whole process is nothing. It's the waiting between each step that takes a little bit of time. 8 hours overnight, time to let it strain, all that kind of thing. So, and don't stress about it. When I first made yogurt, man, there's a few things you want to make sure of. You want to make sure you get it to 180 degrees or a little bit more the first time, right? You want to kill all the bacteria and the cultures in the milk. Then you want to make sure you get it down to 110 degrees. So if you put in the new cultures, a new yogurt starter, you don't kill those cultures by having it too hot. That's the only things you really need to kind of pay attention to. But, you know, if you want to do the yogurt for 8 hours, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours, it doesn't matter. If you set it for 8 hours and you oversleep by an hour or two, it doesn't matter. When you put it in a strainer, if you think, oh, 4 hours is my perfect yogurt, and you let it go for 10 hours, it doesn't matter. Just put some whey back in it. Don't stress about it. I was always Johnny on the spot. When I first started making yogurt, like, oh, I got to do it this amount of time. I got to be here for that next stage. Don't worry about it. Take it easy. It's yogurt. It's not making Definity or fudge where everything has to be perfect or it's going to be ruined. It's not that big of a deal. Have fun with it. Make some yogurt. Let me give you some reasons why we make our own yogurt. One, we know what's in it. We know we're making good yogurt without a whole lot of ingredients inside of it. Number two, we eat a lot of yogurt. And if we go to the store and buy it all the time, let me share some numbers with you, some current numbers. So we go through a gallon of yogurt about every 1.5 weeks. It could be we go through more than that, but at least a gallon every 1.5 weeks. So if you do the math, that's 4,480 ounces a year on average, right? This is ballpark. If you go buy Nancy's yogurt at the store, which is typically what we will buy if we do buy yogurt, you buy Nancy's at the store for a 32-ounce container, it's $4.99. That's 15 cents an ounce. So over a year's time, that is $672. Again, roughly. We find it on sale for $3.99 for that same 32-ounce container. But you can't always get it on sale. That makes it 12 cents an ounce. That's still $537 a year for yogurt. If you go buy the Yoplait, 6-ounce containers are little teeny things like that, right? I'll probably eat 3 of those in the morning for breakfast. 6-ounce containers on sale, they're 80 cents each, which makes it 13 cents an ounce. Averaged out for the year is $582. And to buy a gallon of milk, it varies in each part of the country. But right now for us, let's just say $3.69 for a gallon of milk. 3 cents an ounce. That's $134 a year. Now, yes, we use a little bit of electricity. I get it. But $134 a year. So that's a savings of $538 a year over buying Nancy's all the time. It's a saving of $403 by buying Nancy's at a sale price. And it's a savings of $448 in a year by buying those little things of Yoplait. Hey, it's not earth-shattering. You're not going to go out and buy a new car for the money you save on what you make yogurt for. But you know what? We're not running to the store to buy it all the time. We don't have those plastic containers to worry about recycling. We know what's in our yogurt. We like it, and we eat a lot of it. We eat yogurt. I eat yogurt probably at least 5 days a week. A lot of times 6 days a week. Then the other one day, I may have oatmeal or something. But and here's what I do. We make a gallon of yogurt. We eat it. If we're getting pretty low, like, oh, there's like 2 days left of yogurt, I'll start another pot of yogurt and just make it. Or sometimes we'll run out by design. We go, oh, look, we're running out of yogurt, so I'll make yogurt. Like this morning, we were out of yogurt, so I had oatmeal. It gives me a good excuse to eat something else for a change for a day or two. Again, it's not rocket science. It's whatever works for you. Again, I'm kind of getting carried away. I did want to share the numbers with you. I think that's a lot of fun. I enjoy that kind of thing. But we've been getting asked a lot the last 3 months on if we still make yogurt and how to make yogurt. There you go. Simple. Again, it's not rocket science. Don't get wrapped up in it. Just have fun with it. Put it in a pot, go outside, visit with your neighbors and friends, or go watch a TV show, go shower, go play pickleball, go do something. It'll take care of itself. All right, there you go. Hey, let us know. Do you make your own yogurt? Do you make it the way we do? Do you maybe put a little bit of vanilla in there for added flavor? I don't know. I'm curious. Put it down below in the comment section. The only thing I like to do, and Diane does the same thing, usually we'll put some fresh berries in it, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and then I like granola in my yogurt, just a little bit, give it a little bit of a crunch. And I buy that in the bulk section at the store, and that's how we do our yogurt typically. All right. That's it. As always, if you enjoyed the video, how about a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Consider subscribing. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments. We don't get many, but I do appreciate every comment we get. I try to answer every single one. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.